Hello and welcome to Your Soul Projects podcast, where we help you follow through on what matters to you. I'm Shereen and I help people accomplish their creative and meaningful projects. And in this season, from seed to fruit, we'll be using the garden as our guide to help you go from idea to done. You'll learn how to plant the right seeds, nurture your vision, protect it from the weeds of doubt and bring it to full bloom. So let's dive in. Welcome to episode 4 of our From Seed to Fruit series. So far, we've chosen our seeds, we've chosen which ideas to focus on this season, we've prepared the soil and planted the seed, we've gotten ourselves and our environment ready. And in the last episode, we talked about how to tend to these new early shoots. We talked about how to stay motivated and what to do when you lose momentum. And in this episode, we're going to talk about what to do when this little green shoot starts growing and all the weeds and the storms and the pests start showing up. We'll be talking about how to protect your project from distractions, doubt, and outside pressures. All of these things can slow you down or completely stop you in your tracks. So picture your little garden plot and your seedlings are doing great. But after a while you start noticing some weeds sprouting up nearby. And at first they seem harmless, maybe even pretty. But after a while, they start taking up space and they start stealing nutrients and stealing water. And soon your little seedlings start struggling. Well, creative projects are the same. The weeds are the distractions. Checking your phone constantly for stuff, saying yes to things that you actually don't have time for, or chasing too many ideas at once. I'm guilty of this. These distractions are everywhere, all around us, constantly trying to grab our attention. Then there are the storms, those gusts of doubt or criticism from other people. Maybe someone says something like, that'll never work. Or you start wondering, am I good enough or capable enough to do this? And both of these inner storms and outer storms can be really brutal at times. And of course, there are the pests, those little habits that rob our energy, like procrastination or perfectionism or comparing ourselves to others. Every time I've embarked on a new project, I've come up against all of these, whether that was when I was writing my book or building my website or creating coaching programs. Storms, weeds and pests always come, like they do in a real garden. What saved me wasn't forcing or ignoring these challenges. It was noticing them early and naming them for what they were and setting up some protection for myself. Like a gardener would put up a little fence and weed regularly and cover up the plants before the storm comes. You can do the same for your project. So here's a few ways that you can protect your project. Create a boundary fence. Set up boundaries around your creative time. Tell your family, your friends, even yourself, this block is for my project. This block of time is for my project, even if that's just for 15 or 20 minutes. Another way to protect your project is to weed regularly. Do a weekly check-in with yourself and review what pulled me away from my project last week. What was I getting distracted by last week? And what might I get pulled away with this week? And what might distract me this week? And then prepare for it. Set up some protection for yourself. Maybe that might be blocking certain things on your phone that you can't look at that for a certain amount of time, or turning off notifications, putting it on silence. And another way that you can protect your project is to have a plan in place for when a storm comes. So when doubt and criticism show up, and it will, instead of being swept up by it, you can say to yourself, this is just a storm cloud passing by. This is just a storm cloud passing by. And by noticing it in this way, that can be enough to stop your project from getting completely uprooted by that inner storm or that outer storm. So here are some things that you can try this week. Write down what you've noticed that's coming up around your project. Write down one weed, a distraction that you've noticed. Write down one storm, any doubt or criticism or outside pressure that you've noticed. And write down one pest, a little habit like procrastination or perfectionism that you noticed. And just write these down and then ask yourself, what can I put in place this week to protect my project from these things? What can I put in place this week to protect my project from any of these distractions, doubts, or habits? What can I put in place? It might be turning off notifications on your phone or reminding yourself why this project is important to you, or scheduling in some rest for yourself. Just the act of noticing these things can take some of their power away. And if procrastination is a pesky pest for you, if you find yourself saying things like, I'll do it tomorrow, or suddenly cleaning your kitchen instead of working on your project, well, I've created a free resource that I've called the Stop Procrastinating Toolkit. And in it, I share powerful ways to help you shift out of procrastination so that you can keep taking action, keep moving forward on your project. It includes a short guide, a mini challenge, and a guided meditation. And you can download it for free at yoursoulprojects.com/procrastination. yoursoulprojects.com/procrastination. And of course, I'll leave the link in the show notes. So today we talked about how to protect your project from weeds, storms and pests, those distractions, that self-doubt, the criticism from others, and these little habits like procrastination and perfectionism that can sap your energy. And in the next episode, we'll be focusing on how to nurture a steady growth without burning out. We'll talk about how to give your project the right balance of sunlight, water, and rest so that it can grow and you can stay energized. Thank you for listening to Your Soul Projects podcast. You can also visit yoursoulprojects.com for more free resources and coaching support to help you follow through on what you came here to do. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who might need it. Leave a review so other people can find it. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Until next time.